Fair enough. So we have one more thing to talk about, and it's actually the coolest thing we have to talk about by far. It's called the Oculus Rift. It's a virtual reality thing. It's also like the greatest name ever. And Nathan Ingram, one of our news writers, went and got to take a look at this thing. So let's take a look at that.
Hi, this is Nathan with The Verge, and we're here at Oculus, and we're taking a look at the Rift. This is their virtual reality headset, and the piece of hardware we've got right here is the developer kit, which is shipping out to Kickstarter backers at the end of March. And it's pretty simple. What you see here, the strap goes around your head, and there's two lenses here that you look through for the 3D virtual reality experience. And the total resolution of the screen is 1280 by 800. Each eye receives 640 by 800 input. The resolution doesn't sound as impressive as some of the high-res screens you see today, but we've been assured that once you put it on, you're not even going to notice that. We'll find out soon. So that's basically all there is to the prototype hardware here. There's a box right here, the control box. This hooks into your PC. It's got a DVI port, HDMI, USB, and power. And that's about all there is from a hardware perspective, but what we're really looking forward to checking out is the software and how it works once you put it on. Do this.
So we saw this video and we're like super into this idea, and Neela and I were both like, we have to try this immediately. So we actually brought some of the folks from Oculus VR here. This is Palmer Luckey, the founder. And so Palmer, tell us like what is this thing that we're looking at here?
So this is a prototype of the Oculus Rift developer kit. It's basically a virtual reality headset with an extremely wide field of view and ultra low latency head tracking, so that it actually makes you feel like you're inside of the game.
So give me an idea of how this changes, like especially for gaming, how this changes how you play games.
Well, that's one of the reasons we're putting out a developer kit, so people can mess around with it and tell us how they think it's going to change it. But one thing for certain, no.
Pay attention to
one thing that is going to change for certain is that games, it's not just about maybe having a task-oriented game where it's complete task, complete task, complete task, and that's where your enjoyment comes from. One cool thing about VR, if you actually feel like you're inside of the space...
You can hit him, that's okay.
You actually feel like you're inside of the space, and that's huge for immersion. So many games that have replaced immersion with trying to accomplish goals, now it's actually about being inside of the game, and just being there might, that'll be powerful on its own.
Yeah.
And it might not be enough, but it'll be something
there
huge.
There are nerds across America who want nothing more than just be lost in like the marathon spaceship.
Yeah, no
I'm
question.
just in it.
No
or
question.
Amnesia, or something like that.
I have it.
All right, so let's try
I want
this
to put it
thing
in my
out.
face really bad. That's all.
All right. So take this, hold it up to your face, move it up and down until it's in the sweet spot.
Okay. Okay. Oh God.
You doing pretty good?
Oh God. Oh God, I'm in a spaceship.
You good?
I'm good.
All right.
I'm gonna look
So tell me what we're seeing.
David, you look like a sparrow.
back here.
So what this is back here is this is a stereoscope. Can you still see it?
No.
My foot just hit this thing.
Oh, we're back.
Yeah! All right.
Whoa.
I swear I had a heart attack. All right.
I'm about to have a heart attack of joy.
So what this is a stereoscopic 3D
awesome.
image. It's pre-warped, you can see, to work for our fish, basically they're fisheye lenses.
Yes.
This is our Unity integration, so Unity is a great engine. We also have Unreal Engine integration and code, so you can put in other engines, but this is Unity right here. This is basically just a small space station. It's a tech demo. You can't really do much in it, but you can do a few things.
So we're just looking around as this is like what Neilai's two eyes are seeing.
Yes. Yeah, so what you're seeing behind here is what he can see. Just for people noticing, trying to analyze latency or anything, the input on this TV has quite a bit of latency, so it's actually not lagging nearly as much.
So I will say, I'm wearing this thing. I mean, as I'm talking, it's moving up and down, and the image is moving up and down.
Wow.
Which is crazy. Like it knows it's on my face.
All right, so what you're going to do is look all the way up. This is, look all the way up. Now also try touching your ear to your shoulder. Tilt your head. Tilt your head.
Wait, I can't.
So, there you go.
I can't move my ears in that way.
So that's something that you can't do in a normal game.
Whoa.
You don't get any roll effects.
All right. Can I go somewhere?
Yes, you can go. So here's the controller. The right stick will move you around. The left stick will rotate. There you
I'm
go.
looking at my hands.
Yeah.
All right. Oh God.
Like
Oh God. Ah!
All right. All right. So.
This is so cool.
Take it easy. Try to use your head more than you're using the right thumbstick.
So I'm looking at this fan, and I can track the. Whoa, dude. Okay, I know that me looking at a fan is not awesome for you, but it is super trippy for me.
So you can go down around the corner. Okay, I'm sorry.
Ruin it.
That's my bad.
Okay, whoa.
Take your time.
This is God. So I'm not good at video games. I don't know if that's obvious to everyone. This is awesome. What's some stuff? Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! There's a camper.
I'm gonna throw up from watching you do this.
I mean, I will say like this is ridiculous. Like it. I don't like 3D things. I usually get a headache and hate myself. But this is legitimately like awesome 3D. Like,
so like virtually,
this feels like I'm in this room.
Yeah.
Go up to those sparks. Try looking into them. It'll actually feel like you're.
That's
walk
ridiculous.
further. Walk further.
My God.
There you go.
Why? No. No, I'm on fire. No. Okay, hold on. This is awesome. I mean, like, I don't. You can probably see this on the screen behind me, but this feels like these are falling on me, which, God.
And it actually feels like those pipes are actually running by your head.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. No, these pipes. I'm pointing at nothing. I mean, that's the level of immersion that, God, I gotta get out of this
He
part.
was just trying to point at the pipes.
Yeah, no, that's the level. I mean, I feel like I can point at things when I'm wearing this. I mean, I also feel like I'm chaotically moving around in space.
That's exactly what's
You are chaotically moving.
I have to say, here's what
Try
I'm
moving
say.
one at a time.
This is like drunk Neela in a spaceship.
Here's what I want you to know. If I could move my body like this in like real life, this is what I would do. I would just, oh my God, I'm dancing.
It's like you're the Flash.
Have you ever seen me on a dance floor at a nightclub on drugs?
It's very.
Because it looks.
It's very serious.
It actually looks like I'm wearing a headset holding an Xbox controller. Is there other stuff for me to look? Oh God! Whoa!
Yeah, there's a few.
So okay, that was really awesome. That looked like I was going to hit my head. Like I stopped because that is about head height for me, and that is very uncomfortable.
Well, that's one of the cool things about VR is you actually notice the sense of scale in the environment a lot.
Yeah, I mean, this is like I'm like inches away from this. I want to. That's where. Hello. Again, I'd like to point out that for the average viewer, what this looks like.
No, you're wrong. This is amazing.
Pawing
This is
at the air
fine.
stupidly.
Yep.
Oh my
It's
God.
great.
Hello. Ooh. Can I go to Medieval Village?
Oh, hey now.
My. This is ridiculous.
And so now he's in a completely, entirely different place in just a few seconds.
Yes. But I'm also just doing this dance.
Try to use one thumbstick at a time.
No.
So
Look, why would you use one thumb when you can use two?
Well, use your head instead of the thumb to move.
Oh,
Try doing that.
Yeah. So tell me, like, where are we in the process of this becoming
never
like a
taken
thing I
this
can
off.
buy and play games with?
So, we're shipping developer kits in 2 months for $300.
Because you started as a Kickstarter, right?
Yeah,
that was the first.
So we started as a Kickstarter, raised $2.5 million to ship developer kits. As far as when everyone's going to be able to do this, that really depends on the feedback that we get from developers. We're putting these out there so that we can hear what, from people like him and say, these are the improvements that we want to see. This is what we really need. And then we can deliver that in a consumer version.
So I can't, like, peer at things.
No, so right now all you have is rotational tracking. Our tracker is currently a gyroscope, an accelerometer, and a magnetometer. So it's only netting you basically rotational tracking. And also, if you roll your head, we have it on a neck model. So it knows your head can only move in a certain way. So you get a little bit of position there. But if you're doing this, you're not going to get anything.
I don't know what you just did because
so
if I lean forward and lean backwards, I don't get
gotcha.
anything. That's something that we're working on for the consumer version. It's basically a must-have kind of feature to keep players from getting disoriented, to really connect that feel of immersion. I'm going to take the controller one more time, and I'm going to put you in the Medieval Village because you wanted to be there.
Yes.
So
here you go,
what other
Medieval
kinds of like movements and stuff can you program into this? What else have you tested and thought about doing?
Movements in terms of what your head can do?
Or just other things that Neela could be doing right now?
So one of the things that we're looking into doing is integrating different kinds of motion controllers, so that we think it'd be really cool in a future version to be able to see your hands, or to be able to hold a weapon and actually move it around in a real space, or track your whole body. And those are all things that we're experimenting with right now.
So the thing I can't do in 3D is like I can't look around this thing.
Exactly. You don't have any positional tracking right now, which you probably missed it because you were so enthralled. But that's one of the things that will be in the consumer version.
I'm leaving the village. Ah! I look like a bird? So our producer just said in my ear, I look like some kind of bird.
That's exactly correct.
I do?
Like a terrifying blind bird that might kill you at any moment.
I mean, oh God.
One interesting thing, this isn't a next-gen controller. It's just a gamepad because it's a tested, interface that's good for developers to use for programming.
Right. Yeah, so when you say developers, are you talking to gaming companies or like
indies?
People or who else?
So, I come from the indie community, the hacker enthusiast community. I think that there's going to be some really amazing stuff that comes out of indies and small studios that are just building stuff from the ground up.
I mean,
I'm excited about
coming up to this building and looking up to see what it is instead of like having to like run away and look at the sign is like very different. Like it feels like I'm in this medieval village. If I could just sit on this rock and maybe get some wine and some cheese, This is very relaxing.
Just sit and drink some wine, real life wine and cheese in VR
exactly.
Village.
Am I in a lake?
It's a little pond.
Oh God, I could just sit here for hours.
But there will be AAA titles that'll be really interesting. But I think that the most interesting thing overall will be indies who build games for VR from the ground up. Because like the iPhone, the best games are not the ports of first-person shooters. They're the ones that use touchscreen analog sticks. They're the ones that were designed with the hardware in mind.
Right.
And it's the same thing for probably the Wii, where there's some games that used it in maybe a gimmicky fashion where it was shoehorned in.
Yeah.
But Nintendo first-party titles, most people would agree, they utilize motion controls in a really good way. I think it's going to be the same way for VR. People are going to have to make games that are designed with virtual reality in mind. I don't know how to get out of that pond.
So
It's a one-way ticket.
At which point do I drown? At which point does the headset alert me that my lungs are rapidly filling with water? Oh, I'm out of the pond. What?
Did it? There you go.
So when can you give us an idea of like the timeline of all this? You're shipping out to developers in 2 months. And
so we're shipping out to developers in 2 months. We're already working on prototypes of the next generation consumer version. We're not going to ship it until we have time to get feedback from developers. But it's not going to be one of those things that never shows up or takes years and years. It's going to be in the relatively near future.
Fair enough. Cool. Well, thank you so much for coming out and showing us.
Thank you for having me.
If only for the unbelievable gifts that we're about to see of Nilay Patel.
Please do not take this away from my head.
So, all right,
this
Nilay,
is awesome.
You can keep playing. It's cool.
I'm gonna,
just stay.
Hold on.
You'll be fine.
Oh God.
Let's make sure his eyes aren't all bloodshot.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Is it worse out here? You'd rather go back?
I mean, that was very relaxing. I found I left.
Is this going to be the new massage chairs where you go and you get massage chairs? You go and you put it on
just
the
hang out in a medieval village for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say that taking that off and coming back to this space actually felt like returning to this space, as opposed to like
turning your TV off,
not looking at a screen anymore.
And that's what it's all about, being inside the game.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you again.
Yeah. Thank you.
That was
And
awesome. Thank you so much for letting me play with that.
That is, thank you. That is our show. We'll be back tomorrow.